Cadet Mira Hale knew she didn't belong here, at least, not according to the other recruits. The Galactic Defense Academy on Arcanis Prime prided itself on forging elite soldiers from every corner of the United Galactic Concord. But in its 2 centuries of operation, no fully fledged Deathworlder had ever made it through selection. Deathworlders, humans in the common tongue, were unpredictable, volatile, too hard to manage in a polite chain of command. Myra's arrival had caused a ripple of murmurs. She was lean, scars tracing her forearms like constellations, trophies from surviving Earth's wilderness, orbital scrapping runs, and brawls with pirates twice her size. Her instructors respected her record but worried about her temperament. Her squad mates didn't even bother hiding their contempt. On day 97 of training, that contempt boiled over. The recruits were in the Urban Combat Simulator, a sprawling warren of ferrocrete walls and blast doors that could morph into thousands of tactical scenarios. Myra's team was supposed to be working together to clear hostiles and rescue a hostage drone. But the moment the lights flickered and the alarms blared, Cadet Shern made his move. Shern, a Kelnari, was broad-shouldered and slick-tongued, always the first to sneer about primitive apes who think they're indestructible. He and 2 others cornered Mira behind a barricade as the rest of the squad pressed forward. "What's this?" Mira asked, glancing between their raised weapons. Shern clicked his mandibles together, grin razor-sharp. "We've decided, human. You don't belong. You make us look bad, scoring high in every test, acting like you're invincible. So we'll show command what happens when you put an animal in a uniform." He fired first. The plasma bolt punched into Myra's side, burning through her armor plating. Her breath caught, not from the pain, but from the sheer betrayal. The second shot hit her left shoulder, spinning her halfway around. She stumbled, one knee dropping to the cold metal floor. The third bolt struck just below her ribcage, searing a hole that hissed with acrid smoke. "Stay down, Deathworlder." One of the others sneered. They turned, convinced the lesson had been taught. But Mira Hale did not come from a world that forgave the weak. She came from a world that taught its children how to fight long after their bones cracked and their lungs burned. Through the static in her earpiece, the command AI droned, "Critical injury detected. Terminating simulation in 5. She spat blood onto the deck and snarled, "Override." The AI hesitated. "Cadet Hale, you are critically injured. Override," she roared. She pushed herself upright, plasma still sizzling in her flesh. Her eyes locked on the thick ferrosteel exit door that the squad would use to debrief. Her pulse pounded. Not with fear, but with the steady, primal beat that had kept her ancestors alive on a world where even the air tried to kill them. She stumbled forward. Each step left a smear of blood on the deck. Sparks danced from the simulator's flickering lights. Recruits up ahead turned, horror blooming on their faces as they saw her, the specter of rage and pain. Shern's laugh died in his throat. He raised his weapon again, but Mira was faster. She closed the gap in 3 strides, her hand crushing his wrist like dry twigs. She slammed him into the wall so hard his armored breastplate dented. "No more games," she rasped, voice a rasp of gravel and iron. She let him slump to the floor, gasping, then turned her fury on the door. The exit loomed before her, a 3-ton slab of military-grade ferro steel, magnetically sealed. It might as well have been paper to her now. Adrenaline and sheer Deathworlder tenacity surged through her veins, numbing the pain. She braced her boots, dug her fingers into the seam, and pulled. Metal groaned. Sparks showered from the overloaded locks. Somewhere behind her, the squad's panic rose to a chorus. With a final roar, Mira Hale tore the door off its hinges and hurled it aside. The massive slab crashed into the corridor wall outside with a shudder that rattled the whole facility. Instructors came running, weapons drawn, only to find a bloodied, defiant human cadet standing among her would-be assassins. Her uniform was scorched, armor half-melted, but her eyes burned with cold, unyielding fire. "Cadet Hale," the training commander said, voice trembling. "Explain yourself." She jabbed a finger at the cowering recruits. "They shot me 3 times. For being human. I tore the door off so you'd see exactly what happens when you treat my kind like prey." Silence. Then a whisper rippled through the academy's halls. Deathworlder. Indestructible. Unstoppable. And for the first time in its history, the Galactic Defense Academy realized they hadn't just accepted a human. They had unleashed one,